washing it, but regardless, it's going to increase our moisture content. So let's talk about that. Thanks to our virtual view technology, I'm standing in Palm Beach, Florida, West Palm Beach, just across the water. You can see head across Royal Palm Way there to head to West Palm Beach. Now, regardless of whether the tropical wave develops or not, the system is going to bring more rain and storms. So Jim was just talking about that. Now the chances for storms, for rain, that's going to ramp up Saturday into Sunday, Monday as well. West Palm is actually running a quarter inch above average for rainfall in the year. So, just a little bit above average. That's not too much, but you don't want to get inundated with rain either. Now, if you are heading out to do your morning run in West Palm this morning, Palm Beach this morning, you might be like, please just bring us some rain. I checked it. Your dew point is at 78. Your temp is in the lower 80s right now, but it feels like 93. So you guys have a heat advisory across South Florida. We'll start to see the chances for rain ramping up a little bit more Thursday and then into Friday, but Saturday, Sunday, Monday is really going to be our focus here, where we have a better chance for that shower and storm activity. So here's a European model. Jim just showed you the spin of those models. What I'm going to show you now is the moisture content, the atmospheric moisture. So anywhere where you see that dark red, that is like the envelope of tropical moisture. And look what the European model is doing. Here's Sunday, and it has an envelope of tropical moisture stretched out across South Florida. What does that mean in realistic terms and how it's going to impact you? Well, it means that you're going to get some heavy rain, maybe some flash flooding. It's definitely going to be impacting your weekend. Taking a look at the American model, here's Sunday, the American model. Now you'll notice it is putting that area of a little bit more spin. You can kind of pick that up here a little bit better in the Gulf. But regardless of which model we're looking at, both of them are bringing deep tropical moisture to Florida as we head through the weekend, and that is going to translate into showers and storms and that heavy rain. So here's Friday. Scattered showers, storms, heavy rain at times. This is that type of tropical rain that your windshield wipers are going and they're not doing anything at all because it's raining so hard. Saturday, we've got those storms in the forecast. Sunday, same thing. And here's the problem with that type of deep tropical moisture. It's not your typical, say, sea breeze storms like we see during the summer in Florida, where they bubble up and they push inland and they're sea breeze driven. What happens when you have this type of moisture around is you got more cloud cover. You've got that rain coming down kind of on and off all day. It's not necessarily sea breeze driven, and that can lead to some of those flooding issues. You'll notice for places like, say, Fort Myers and Miami, both above average in terms of that rainfall, and we just don't really need a whole lot more rain there, but we're definitely going to add to it, Jordan. So something to watch as we head into the weekend.
Well, we've been
just
busy
touching on our flood threat there. We have a wider area where we have to worry about some of that flooding as well. Rainfall in the past 7 days, where you see the yellow, that is 3 to 5 inches. The orange sprinkled in here, that is 5 to 8 inches in the past week. Some of us have seen even more than that. You can see that large amount of rainfall across portions of Iowa. We had severe storms moving through portions of the southeast overnight last night. That caused some power outages. You can see our power outage tracker here. We're up over 50,000 customers, so that's a lot more people impacted. Georgia leading the way, followed by Tennessee. Those storms met business as they moved through. The ground is pretty saturated. It's been a really rainy time in the southeast, so you get those strong winds to move through as well, and those trees just, they can't withstand it, and that brings us to some power outages. So here's what's going. Here's our current setup. We've got the jet stream kind of across the northern tier, northern Mississippi Valley, stretching up across the northeast as well, but we are going to watch this trough, this dip in the jet stream, intensify as we head into the latter part of the week. That is going to ramp up or help ramp up our chances for severe weather. Here's our risk for tomorrow. That is from Illinois through Indiana, across portions of Ohio, northern Kentucky included in that for damaging winds, some large hail as well. But we are going to keep that risk for some strong storms around over the next couple days, and that risk for flash flooding from Chicago down to just north of Lexington. Here's what we're looking at real quick, Jim. You can see those storms moving through. Oh, yeah. We've got a couple different impulses that are going to bring us messy weather today, tomorrow, Friday. If you're traveling today or the next couple of days, that could be the weather, because we are still dealing with rounds of rain, rounds of storms. Now, the good news is, as you take a look at our map right now, no current delays stacking up in any meaningful way. Lots of green bubbles on the map, and that is great news, because as we head through the day today, I have a feeling some of those green bubbles that are good, green, go, are going to change to, say, yellow or red, meaning delays, or maybe even long delays with some of this weather that we have. For major hubs like, say, Chicago, when you have those chances of storms moving through later on today, that that could bring you some issues. Indianapolis, some weather-related delays possible for you. And then, of course, Tampa, Miami, you've got your afternoon storms bubbling up. Slightly better chance for some of that activity for, say, Tampa than Miami today. Now, whether it's the airways or the roadways, that weather could be impacting your travel. And we've got that possibility for some major thoroughfares to be impacted later today. Well, this morning, we've had one round of storms already this morning, but then another round later this evening. You can see the highlighted area here between Sioux Falls and Omaha. Damaging winds, very large hail possible with our second round of storms as well. Localized flooding because you've already had one batch moving through, or it's still moving through anyways. And then we're going to have more as we head into the second part of our day. Severe thunderstorm warning that we still have up that's been diving southeastward. This has been packing a little bit of a punch pretty much for the past couple hours. If you're in Beardstown, Mason City, in the city of Virginia until 7:30, you're under that severe thunderstorm warning. Springfield, Illinois, you're just outside of it, but it's closing in on you. Some gusty winds are possible. We've had some flooding beginning to bubble up as well, so you can see that there just to the south and east of Des Moines. Jim, we've got that first round this morning that we're already having issues from, and then another round that will likely bring some flooding.
And maybe even some severe